Hi, welcome back to this video exploration of The Mask of Masculinity, a book by Lewis Howes. I'm Cara Marguerite. I'm a business leadership coach based in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm really interested in exploring men's mental health and well-being. Ideally, to do my bit to reduce the number of people who are taking their life through suicide every single day. According to Beyond Blue, 8 people every single day succeed in taking their own life. 6 of those people are men. And I really want to understand why and use my resources, my qualifications, and my network to help reduce that statistic and support men where it counts, giving them the resources they need to cope with their emotions. In this episode, we continue with Chapter 2, The Athlete Mask. And we continue reading with what Lewis writes. The whole reason I'm telling you this story, he said, was that after it happened, something in my mind changed and I wasn't passionate about football anymore. I wasn't like, I've got to get to practice on time. I just knew that football wasn't my journey anymore. To armchair psychologize for a second, I think what happened to Steve in that moment was that his athlete mask was ripped clean off. Although he was never some self-obsessed jock who repressed his feelings, football and the self-worth he derived from his competitive drive was central to his identity. Think about it. Not 24 hours earlier, Steve hadn't thought twice about leaving his wife and newborn son to arrive on time at his 10th training camp. In fact, he jumped through every hoop imaginable to keep up with his own imaginary streak of practice punctuality, like it was a contest. He was behaving as if he was sprinting for the finish line of a race and was going to win a medal when he walked through the front doors of the New York Giants practice facility. How many hoops do you think he would have jumped through if his wife asked him to stay one more day? How much of a contest might he have turned that into? Probably a pretty bad one that almost certainly would have been a must win. I don't know though, and Steve probably doesn't know either, because that simply wasn't an option. Football was who Steve was, just as football was who I was and who Joe Ehrman was. In that life-changing moment, the absurdity of it, the whole lie became clear to Steve. Not long after that, at the end of the 2015 season, he decided it was time to hang them up, and so he retired. His goal? To have an impact. Not to have an impact by hitting other men on the football field, but to have an impact on the lives of all types of people off the field. That might seem strange, considering the guy was a clutch player for a team that played in front of millions of people over the years, but he was no longer saw football as a meaningful pursuit, nor did he believe his sports career was a way to be of service to his family and others. You know, it's cool to have a Super Bowl ring, he told me, but dude, in 10 years, nobody's going to care. Nobody will even remember my name. But they'll remember if I impacted their life. That's why I'm retiring from the National Football League. I want to have a legacy. I want to have an impact. What's the impact that you want for your life? What do you want as your legacy? And are you in the process of designing it? Tell me your story.